OKC. Lakers have been without Luka since early April because of that grade 2 hamstring strain. There's still no clear date when he'll be able to return. And if you listened to him talk yesterday, it sounds like that date is going to be next year. Here was Luka talking about his intentions.
I'm just doing everything I can, like I said. Every day I'm doing stuff I'm supposed to do. Obviously recovery, now I'm working. But like I said, doctor said 8 weeks at the beginning of the first MRI. I'm just going day by day, and I feel better every day.
Feels better every day. 8 weeks, it's not been anywhere near 8 weeks to this point. Windman, does it sound like, or from what you're understanding, are we going to see Luka Doncic again in this series?
Yeah, he showed his cards because they obviously had never said 8 weeks before yesterday. And look, when you're talking about an injury like this, you're really never 100% sure. Maybe it could be a little bit shorter. Maybe it could be a little bit longer. But, I mean, they said grade 2 hamstring strain, so it wasn't like they were hiding it. But obviously the 8-week timeline, that would be carrying us into the NBA Finals. Yeah. And so maybe he's a little bit ahead of that schedule. But he did say he's running, so that's a good sign. But no, I mean, and by the way, I don't think the Lakers have been under the delusion that he is going to come back. I think they've gone into this series with Oklahoma City knowing he's not going to be there, and he articulated that in a way that's clear. And so basically what I would say is, because I feel like every single day here in LA, people are asking me, when is Luka coming back? When is Luka coming back? You can push that aside. Focus on what the Lakers have to try to piece together tonight in this series. Luka Doncic is not coming to the rescue.
Right. The answer to that question is October. Yeah. That's when Luka's coming back.
Yeah.
So I think that's the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
Right? So let's live in reality. Yeah. And then I say this with all due respect. LeBron is one of the all-time greats, on the short list, and J.J. Redick is a terrific coach, all the rest of that. The Lakers are outmatched in this series. So let's look past it for a moment here, Michael Wilbon. If you're in charge there, are you looking at the situation saying, I'm going to building around Luka, I'm going to give Austin Reeves a huge contract, I'm going to bring LeBron back another year if he's willing to make some sort of agreement on money, and I'm going to try and put pieces around that and make a run at a title next year? Does that work? Is that the way you would go about it if you were the Lakers?
No, not when I look at Oklahoma City and San Antonio and Minnesota. They're all ahead. Mm-hmm. And Denver's got to make moves too. You're going against another team that is ahead of you or right with you. Denver's got to do something with that team around Joker. They're not going to just come back like they first round exit out. So no, I don't know. You mentioned Reeves. He's an interesting piece and situation. There's some places where Reeves can help in a lot of places. He's a really good player.
Right.
Is he have to be with Luka and LeBron? Really? They got some needs on that team. I don't know, as we look at this now, who are you going to move? What are you going to do? Hachimura. How valuable a piece is he? What can you package? What can you do? There are people, look, again, just look at the history of this league. Every year, I know it's in July, and I'm somewhere thinking there's a few days off, and the phone rings, and somebody says, oh, my God, Kevin Durant just.
Right.
Oh, my God, this is the history of this league. You sit around, I remember, who was it? Jack Ramsey telling a great story about, let me tell you about the night I traded Wilt. What? What? So you think that Austin Reeves can't get traded? You think Jaylen Brown can't get traded? Any of them can be traded. And I think that again, Denver and the Lakers are two teams I'm looking at to have to improve their teams.
The decision it feels like they're going to have to make is, do they believe Austin Reeves is the second best player on a championship team? That's the question. Luka is good enough with the exact right pieces around him. We've seen it to go to the finals, but you have to be real careful. The question is, Austin Reeves is a very good player. No one questions that. Yeah. Is he good enough to be the second best player on a championship team?
Not in the way you have to build this team, especially if LeBron James stays in L.A., which to me is his best option. And for the Lakers, really, it's about money with LeBron, right? Because with Luka, you're going to know he's going to miss time. You're going to need somebody else on that team. Austin Reeves, by the way, 3 for 16, 0 for 5 in game 1. Not good enough. Well, how am I giving you all that money if that's the game? You got to give me a game 2 that stands out to me. But they've got to upgrade the most important position on that team, and that is center. DeAndre Ayton has good games, but it's not consistent enough. The only way they get better, especially with a guy like Luka, is to have a big man that he can work with. Ayton's not consistent enough.
So just for the sake of the exercise, to be the second for the Lakers, the money aside, but just look at the Eastern or Western Conference.
There you go.
Your other second guys are, if you want Jalen Williams or J-Dub, who's out, but I get it. J-Dub, I don't think Austin Reeves is as good as he is. If you want to say Chet, no. In San Antonio, I go Stephon Castle, no. Minnesota, maybe you start getting to the same sort of tier in terms of second fiddle guys, as Minnesota's dealing with injuries. But to me, as much as you're building this roster, everything, we said it in New York, everything is built to knock off whoever's at the top.
Well, keep in mind, Reeves is on the other end of the floor. Luka's already a negative on defense. You can't have two negative guys playing
especially when you look at your second guys that you're trying to go after to knock off. A lot of them are two.
And by the way, if you go to Minnesota, Randall, is he as good as Randall?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
So, Wendy, just finish it up for us here. As far as I don't mean to disrespect them, but if we're already going to look ahead to their offseason, what will you be watching for?
Well, Alan is absolutely right. If you look at the Western Conference teams, you've got to figure out size. If you look at what Luka had when he was in Dallas where he got to the final, he had great size. He was able to play off of lob guys who could protect the rim. They have to get size. The thing about it is if they re-sign LeBron James to a meaningful number and they re-sign Austin Reeves to his market number, because there will be teams willing to pay him, there will be no cap space for that. So you're going to have to find a way to create that cap space. That could say goodbye to Rui Hachimura. Is that saying LeBron will give you $30 million less? It's hard.
I hope they make a fool of me and win tonight, and that series is 1-1. We will see. Meanwhile, us two hitting the mark. It's brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Looking ahead to tonight's game. Let's talk about that game. Alan, give me a number you like in Lakers Thunder.
Austin Reeves, 20 points or more. Why? Because he's got to. That's why. Because they need somebody to carry some scoring. This is what he does. He had a very poor shooting night in game one. Not himself, especially from downtown. He needs to bring it tonight. I'm expecting he will.
Monica, how about the big fella on the other side?
All right, I got Chet going over 17 points. He continues to be probably, I don't want to say the single most differentiating factor, but there just is no good matchup on the floor for him. We saw the Lakers figure out how to make Shea look less like himself, but Chet, to me, he's the loose cannon, so I expect him to put up big numbers.
He was great in game one, and then we got Cavs, Pistons. Alan, give me a play from that one.
Donovan Mitchell, I need him to keep stepping up. Now, he has been good from three for the most part in the playoffs. 3+ he averages per game, so I'm going to take him for getting 3+ in this because while the paint is closed against Detroit, the three-pointers are there for him. He's got to make them.
So
how about an under for turnovers for Harden and Mitchell?
Nice.
What's that key?
They didn't give me that option, Michael, but I
That
would
would be welcome. But these are the picks that we've made a parlay. Again, it's Reeves to go over, Holmgren over, Mitchell to hit 3 threes. They're a parlay at DraftKings Sportsbook with odds of +610. And on DraftKings Sportsbook, all customers can get a profit boost every day of the NBA playoffs. Download the app and you hop into San Antonio we go. Critical game 2 for the home team after Minnesota stole home court advantage in game 1, and it was the statement of the night from Wembanyama. Look at the effect he has on both sides. First, Rudy Gobert passes up the shot on one end, and then watch him come flying through the air.
Gee whiz!
Michael, we seen this before ever?
Yeah, elbow up again. Wilt. We got to go back a long way.
The head is
to
above
see that.
the
Look
rim.
at that.
As he goes up,
The elbows at the square. He's at the
But here,
square.
you know what that shows you? Even before he goes up, he bangs with Randall. Physicality.
Yep,
He was setting a tone in this game.
Remember, he was 0 for 8 from 3 in game 1? Knocking that one down. The big baguette feeling it. He had 14 in the first half. Spurs by 17. And then, how about this moment here, Monica? Degree of difficulty. Watch this again.
To even practice this, to drill this, to be going into your jump shot, catch on the way up, and release a hit? Like, come on.
I think we saw John Morant do that in a playoff game one time. Not very often.
Not a shooter, John Morant, though.
Vassell had the big night. Spurs up by 25. Minute later, Stephon Castle. Michael, they come at you in waves this
They
time.
do. I mean, Castle, Harper, we haven't mentioned De'Aaron Fox
About
yet.
degree of difficulty on that.
Vassell, I mean, Wemby's surrounded by some capable shooters, offensive players in general.
If you're wondering if the Spurs were going to melt after losing game 1, they gave you a definitive answer. Wemby had 19 points, 15 boards. Spurs win huge, handing Minnesota their largest postseason loss in franchise history. 38-point win, also the third largest playoff win for San Antonio. So the scene shifts there to Minnesota for game 3, tied at 1. Meanwhile, tonight out west,